Have you ever paused for a moment and asked yourself why your heart still feels unsettled even though you are trying so hard to fix your life? You pray, you make intentions, you promise yourself you will change, yet something keeps pulling you back. My beloved brothers and sisters, what if the reason is not your effort, but your environment? What if the weight you feel in your chest is not just your struggles, but the people you are holding on to? Because the truth is, not everyone who walks with you is meant to stay with you. Some people are placed in your life as a test, and if you hold on to them for too long, they don't just affect your peace, they slowly begin to affect your Akhirah. So ask yourself honestly, who is around you right now? And where are they really taking you? The one who constantly distances you from Allah. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is a type of person who does not openly tell you to leave your deen. They do not force you to abandon your salah. They do not stand in front of you and say, do not remember Allah. No, it is far more subtle than that. It begins with small moments, small compromises, small delays. You are about to pray and they say you can do it later. You are trying to avoid something haram and they say relax. It's not that serious. You are trying to become better and they remind you of who you used to be, as if change is something to be embarrassed about. And slowly, without even realizing it, your priorities begin to shift. The things that once mattered deeply to you start feeling heavy. Your connection with Allah becomes something you fit in rather than something you live for. Your heart, which once felt alive with remembrance, begins to feel distant, dry, distracted. And the most dangerous part, my beloved brothers and sisters, is that you don't even notice it happening. Because when someone constantly distances you from Allah, they don't push you away in one moment. They pull you away over time, step by step, day by day. Until one day, you look at your life and you barely recognize your own routine. The salah you once guarded is now delayed. The dhikr you once loved is now forgotten. The peace you once felt is now missing. Understand this clearly. The one who takes you away from Allah is taking away the most valuable thing you have. Not your time, not your energy, but your connection with your Creator. And without that connection, nothing else will ever truly satisfy you. You may laugh with them, you may enjoy their company, but deep inside, something will always feel off. Because your soul was not created for distance from Allah, it was created for closeness to Him. My beloved brothers and sisters, be very careful who you allow to influence your heart. A true companion is not the one who makes you forget Allah. A true companion is the one who reminds you of Him without even trying. Someone who, when you sit with them, your Iman increases. When you speak to them, you feel encouraged to do good. When you are weak, they pull you back toward what is right, not further into what is wrong. So reflect deeply. Who in your life is quietly pulling you away from Allah? And have the courage to accept the truth. Because protecting your relationship with Allah is not optional. It is everything. And sometimes the first step back to Him is letting go of the one who is taking you away. The one who envies you silently. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is a type of person whose danger is not in what they say openly, but in what they hide within their heart. They stand beside you, they smile with you, they congratulate you when something good happens in your life, but deep inside there is something unsettled. There is a discomfort they cannot control, a feeling they do not purify. And that feeling is envy. And envy, my beloved brothers and sisters, is not something small. It is not just a passing thought. It is a fire that, if left unchecked, begins to burn relationships, intentions, and even hearts. Because the one who envies you does not truly celebrate your blessings. Your success becomes heavy for them. Your happiness becomes uncomfortable for them. Your progress becomes something they silently compete with, even if you never saw them as a competitor. They may never say it directly, they may never show it clearly, but you will feel it. You will notice that when something good happens to you, their energy changes, their excitement feels forced, their words feel empty, And when you struggle, when you fall, when things don't go your way, there is a subtle ease in their response, a calmness that should not be there. Because deep down, your hardship feels lighter to them than your success. My beloved brothers and sisters, understand this clearly. The one who envies you cannot truly support you, because how can someone push you forward when your progress disturbs their heart? How can someone make sincere dua for you when they are struggling to accept what Allah has given you? And the danger becomes even greater when you keep such a person close, because their negativity does not stay within them. It slowly begins to affect you. You begin to question your own blessings. You begin to downplay your own growth. You begin to feel guilty for the good that Allah has placed in your life. And sometimes, without even realizing it, you shrink yourself just to make others comfortable. You hide your progress. You silence your achievements. You reduce your light so that someone else does not feel uncomfortable in your presence. But my beloved brothers and sisters, never apologize for the blessings of Allah. Never dim what He has given you just because someone else cannot handle it. The rizq that is written for you was written by Allah. The success that comes to you is by His permission. The doors that open for you are opened by Him alone. And no one can take that away, no matter what they feel inside. This does not mean you hate such people. No. Islam teaches us to purify hearts, not to fill them with hatred. But it also teaches us wisdom. It teaches us to recognize what harms us and to protect ourselves from it. You can make dua for them, you can wish them well, but you do not have to keep them so close that their hidden feelings begin to disturb your peace and your journey. Surround yourself with those who celebrate you sincerely, those who feel joy when you rise, those who make dua for you when you succeed, those who remind you that your blessings are from Allah and encourage you to use them in His obedience. Because such people do not just support your dunya, they protect your akhirah. So reflect deeply, my beloved brothers and sisters, who around you struggles with your success? Who becomes distant when you grow? Who feels uncomfortable when Allah elevates you? Recognize it, understand it, and protect your heart accordingly. Because not every smile is sincere, and not every companion is safe to keep close. The one who only remembers you in need, my beloved brothers and sisters, there is a type of relationship that looks real on the surface, but when you look deeper, you realize it was never built on sincerity. It was built on convenience. It was built on benefit. It was built on what you can give, not who you are. This is the person who knows your number, but only dials it when they are in difficulty. The one who remembers your kindness, but only when they need to take from it again. The one who comes to you when their world is falling apart, when they need support, advice, time, energy, and you give it. You give sincerely, you give wholeheartedly, you give because that is who you are. But when the roles are reversed, when you are the one struggling, when your heart is heavy, when you need someone to simply listen, they are nowhere to be found. And at first you make excuses for them. You tell yourself they are busy. You tell yourself maybe they didn't realize. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. But deep down, something begins to hurt. Because relationships are not meant to be one-sided. Care is not meant to flow in only one direction. And sincerity is not something that appears only when it is needed. My beloved brothers and sisters, Islam teaches us brotherhood, sisterhood, loyalty, standing by one another through ease and hardship. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that a believer is for another believer like a solid structure, each part supporting the other. But what kind of structure stands when only one side is holding everything together? Eventually, it cracks. Eventually, it weakens. Eventually, it collapses. The danger of keeping such a person close is not just that they take from you, it is that they drain you emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. Because every time they come to you, you pour into them. You give your time, your energy, your concern, and when they leave you empty. They leave you exhausted. They leave you feeling used, even if you don't want to admit it. And slowly, without realizing, you begin to associate your own value with how much you can give. You begin to feel that your role in people's lives is to fix them, to support them, to carry them, even when you are struggling yourself. You become the one everyone turns to, but you have no one to turn to. You become strong for everyone, but inside you feel alone. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is a difference between helping for the sake of Allah and allowing yourself to be used repeatedly without balance or sincerity from the other side. Helping others is a beautiful act. It is an act that brings immense reward. But even in giving, there must be wisdom. Even in kindness, there must be awareness. Not every person who comes to you deserves unlimited access to your time, your energy, and your heart. You are not a constant emergency service for those who disappear when the situation is calm. You are a human being with emotions, with limits, with a heart that also needs care. And understand this deeply. The one who only comes to you in need is not necessarily your enemy, but they are also not your true companion. Because a true companion is present in your silence, not just in your usefulness. They check on you when they don't need anything. They stand with you when you have nothing to offer. They value you, not just your support. So reflect honestly, my beloved brothers and sisters. Who in your life only appears when they need something? Who takes from you again and again, but never truly gives back? Recognize it, not with anger, but with clarity. And then learn to create boundaries, not to punish them, but to protect yourself. Because your time is an amana, your energy is an amana, your heart is an amana, and you will be questioned about how you spent them and who you gave them to. Choose wisely, because not every relationship deserves the same level of access. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to stop being available for those who were never truly there for you. The one who fills your heart with negativity. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is a type of person whose presence does not break you in one moment, but slowly wears you down over time. You sit with them, you speak with them, you spend hours in their company, and when you leave, you cannot explain it, but your heart feels heavier than before. Your mind feels crowded. Your hope feels reduced. Your peace feels disturbed. This is the one who fills your heart with negativity. They are not always loud. They are not always obvious. Sometimes they appear as someone who is just being real, someone who is speaking the truth, someone who is just sharing their thoughts. But every conversation with them revolves around complaints, criticism, fear, doubt, and hopelessness. They highlight what is wrong in everything. They find darkness even in moments of light. They remind you of problems, but never of solutions. They speak about difficulty, but never about Allah's mercy. And slowly, without you realizing it, their way of thinking begins to influence you. You begin to see the world through their lens. You begin to expect the worst. You begin to doubt your own path. Even your trust in Allah starts to feel weaker. Not because you stopped believing, but because your environment stopped reminding you. My beloved brothers and sisters, the heart is sensitive. It absorbs what it is exposed to. Just as a plant needs sunlight to grow, your heart needs positivity, hope, and remembrance of Allah to stay alive. But when you constantly surround yourself with negativity, it is like placing your heart in darkness and expecting it to bloom. And the danger goes even deeper than that. Because negativity does not just affect your emotions, it affects your actions. When you constantly hear that things won't work, that people cannot be trusted, that life is unfair, that change is impossible, you begin to lose motivation. You begin to hesitate in doing good. You begin to hold back from opportunities. You begin to settle for less than what you are capable of, because your environment has convinced you that striving is pointless. And then comes the most dangerous part. Your relationship with Allah begins to feel distant. Not because Allah has moved away from you, but because your thoughts have been filled with despair instead of hope. And a believer is someone who always has hope in Allah. Always. No matter how dark the situation seems. Allah reminds us in the Quran, لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Do not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. But how can a person hold on to hope when every voice around them is pulling them toward despair? My beloved brothers and sisters, this is why your circle matters. This is why the people you sit with matter, because they either remind you of Allah or they make you forget Him. They either lift your spirit or they slowly drain it. A true companion is not someone who denies reality. No, they understand hardship, they acknowledge struggle, but they always bring you back to hope. They remind you that Allah is in control. They remind you that every difficulty has ease. They remind you that your story is not over, but the one who fills your heart with negativity leaves you feeling stuck, lost, and overwhelmed. So, reflect deeply after sitting with certain people. How do you feel? Do you feel closer to Allah or further away? Do you feel hopeful or hopeless? Do you feel motivated or drained? These feelings are not random, they are signs. And my beloved brothers and sisters, you must pay attention to them, because your heart is too valuable to be a place where constant negativity is planted. Your Iman is too precious to be slowly weakened by the wrong environment. This does not mean you abandon people in their struggles. No, we support, we help, we care. But there is a difference between helping someone and being constantly surrounded by an energy that is pulling you down. Protect your heart. Guard your environment. Choose your company wisely, because the one who fills your heart with negativity may not look like a danger, but they can quietly become one of the biggest reasons your peace disappears and your connection with Allah begins to fade. The one who encourages sin and mocks righteousness. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is a type of person whose influence is so dangerous that if you do not recognize it early, it can slowly reshape your entire understanding of right and wrong. They do not come to you as an enemy, they come to you as a friend. They laugh with you, they make you feel included, they make you feel accepted, but hidden within that comfort is a subtle push toward what displeases Allah. They encourage sin, and worse than that, they make sin feel normal. At first, it begins with something small, a joke about something haram, a casual invitation towards something you know you should avoid, a comment like, everyone is doing it, or it's not that serious, or you're overthinking it. And because you do not want to seem extreme, because you do not want to feel left out, because you do not want to lose their approval, you hesitate, you question yourself, you begin to lower your guard, and then slowly, step by step, your boundaries begin to disappear. What once felt uncomfortable now feels normal. What once felt wrong now feels acceptable. What once made your heart uneasy now barely affects you. And this, my beloved brothers and sisters, is one of the greatest dangers when the heart stops reacting to sin. Because the one who encourages sin does not always force you into it. They simply create an environment where resisting becomes harder and falling becomes easier. But there is something even more dangerous than encouraging sin, and that is mocking righteousness. When someone laughs at modesty, when they make fun of those who pray, when they criticize those who are trying to become better, when they turn acts of obedience into something embarrassing, they are not just influencing you, they are attacking the very foundation of your Iman. And if you are constantly exposed to this, something begins to happen within you. You start to feel shy about your own deen. You start to hide your efforts. You start to delay your growth. You begin to think, maybe I'm doing too much, or maybe I should just be like everyone else. My beloved brothers and sisters, understand this clearly. The path to Allah has always required strength. It has always required patience. It has always required the courage to stand firm even when others do not understand. Allah says in the Quran, وَإِن تُطِعْ أَكْثَرَ مَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ يُضِلُّوكَ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ If you follow most of those on the earth, they will lead you away from the path of Allah. This is not just about the majority. It is about influence. It is about the voices you allow into your life. Because the more you hear something, the more normal it becomes. The more you are surrounded by something, the more acceptable it feels. And then one day, you wake up and realize you are no longer the person you once wanted to be. My beloved brothers and sisters, never trade your akhirah for acceptance. Never sacrifice your values just to feel included, because the same people who encourage you towards sin today will not stand beside you on the day of judgment. They will not carry your burdens. They will not answer for your choices. On that day, every soul will stand alone. So ask yourself, honestly, who in your life makes sin easier for you? Who makes righteousness feel difficult? Who makes you hesitate when you try to become better? These are not small questions. These are life-changing realizations. And understand this, a true friend does not pull you toward what harms you. A true friend protects you even from yourself. They remind you when you forget. They guide you when you slip. They support you when you struggle. But the one who encourages sin and mocks righteousness is not guiding you. They are leading you away. So protect your heart, my beloved brothers and sisters. Protect your Iman. Be strong enough to step away, even if it feels difficult. Because sometimes the price of staying is far greater than the pain of leaving. And the one who chooses Allah will never lose. The one who betrays your trust, my beloved brothers and sisters, there is a type of person whose harm does not always appear immediately, but when it does, it cuts deeper than most things you will experience in this life. This is the one who betrays your trust. And trust in Islam is not something light. It is not something casual. It is an amana, a sacred responsibility, something that is placed between hearts with the expectation of protection, honesty, and sincerity. When you trust someone, you open a part of yourself that is not open to everyone. You share your thoughts, your struggles, your fears, your weaknesses, not because you are weak, but because you believe you are safe. You believe that what you give will be protected. You believe that the person in front of you values your dignity as much as you do. But the one who betrays your trust takes that amana and breaks it. Sometimes it is through words. They take what you told them in confidence and share it with others. They expose what you wanted hidden. They turn your private moments into public discussions, and you find out not from them, but from someone else. And in that moment, something inside you breaks. Not just your trust in them, but your sense of safety itself. Other times, betrayal comes through actions. They promise you loyalty, but stand against you when it matters. They assure you of support, but disappear when you need them. They present themselves as someone you can rely on, but when the moment of truth comes, they choose themselves over you without hesitation. And, my beloved brothers and sisters, betrayal is heavy. It stays with you. It makes you question people. It makes you hesitate before opening up again. It builds walls around your heart that were never meant to exist, because once trust is broken, it is not easily repaired. But understand this deeply. The problem is not that you trusted. Trusting is not a weakness. Being sincere is not a mistake. Giving someone the benefit of the doubt is not something to regret. These are qualities of a believer. These are qualities that bring you closer to Allah. The problem is keeping someone close after they have shown you clearly and repeatedly that they do not value that trust. My beloved brothers and sisters, Islam teaches forgiveness, yes. It teaches mercy, yes. But it also teaches wisdom. Forgiveness does not mean placing yourself back in the same position to be hurt again and again. Mercy does not mean ignoring patterns of harm. Wisdom means you learn, you understand, you protect yourself moving forward. The one who betrays your trust once may have made a mistake, but the one who betrays it repeatedly is showing you who they are. And this is where many people struggle, because they remember the good moments, they remember the laughter, the closeness, the memories. They tell themselves, maybe they didn't mean it, or maybe they will change, or maybe I'm overreacting, and because of that, they continue to give chances again and again until the damage becomes deeper than they ever expected. My beloved brothers and sisters, you are allowed to protect your heart. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to create distance from someone who has shown you that your trust is not safe with them, because your dignity matters, your peace matters, your emotional and spiritual well-being matters. And understand something even deeper. When you keep someone close who repeatedly betrays you, it does not just affect your relationship with them, it begins to affect your relationship with others. You become more guarded, more doubtful, less open, and slowly it affects your ability to trust even those who deserve it. This is why it is so important to address betrayal with clarity, not with anger, not with revenge, but with understanding. You do not have to expose them. You do not have to fight them. You do not have to carry hatred in your heart. But you do have to recognize the reality of who they are and adjust your place in their life accordingly. My beloved brothers and sisters, a true companion protects your honor in your presence and in your absence. They guard your secrets as if they were their own. They respect the trust you have placed in them. They understand that what you share is not something to be used, but something to be protected. And such people are rare. So when you find them, value them. And when you encounter the opposite, be careful. Because the one who betrays your trust is not just harming a relationship, they are harming your sense of security, your peace, and sometimes even your faith in people. So reflect honestly. Who in your life has broken your trust more than once? Who has shown you that your words are not safe with them? Who has made you feel exposed, vulnerable, and unprotected? Recognize it, accept it, and then take the step that many people are afraid to take. Distance yourself with dignity, because not every person deserves access to your inner world. Not every person deserves to know your struggles, your plans, your weaknesses. Guard your heart, my beloved brothers and sisters. Guard your trust, because it is an amana and it deserves to be placed only in hands that will honor it. The one who pulls you away from your purpose. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is a type of person whose harm is not loud. It is not sudden. It is not something that shocks you in a single moment. It is quiet. It is gradual. It is almost invisible. And yet, it is one of the most dangerous of all. This is the one who pulls you away from your purpose. You see, every single one of us was created for something greater. We were not created just to pass time, to chase distractions, to live without direction. We were created to know Allah, to worship Him, to build a life that prepares us for the Akhirah. That is your purpose. That is your mission. That is your reality, whether you realize it or not. But then, there are people who enter your life and slowly, without you even noticing, they begin to disconnect you from that purpose. They fill your days with endless conversations that lead nowhere. They pull you into gatherings that have no benefit. They normalize wasting hours and then days and then years. You sit with them thinking it is harmless, thinking it is just relaxation, thinking it is just passing time. But time, my beloved brothers and sisters, is not something small. Time is your life. Every hour that passes is a piece of your life that will never return. And the one who pulls you away from your purpose does not always invite you towards sin directly. Sometimes they simply invite you toward nothing, toward emptiness, toward distraction, toward a life where you are busy but not productive, entertained but not fulfilled, connected but not growing. And this is where the danger becomes deep. Because when you are constantly surrounded by distraction, You begin to lose clarity. You forget your goals. You delay your intentions. You keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, I'll change next week, I'll focus later. But later keeps moving, later keeps escaping. And before you realize, months have passed, years have passed, and the change you promised yourself never came. My beloved brothers and sisters, the one who pulls you away from your purpose is not just taking your time, they are taking your direction, they are taking your focus, they are taking the very thing that could have brought you closer to Allah. And one of the most painful realizations a person can have is to look back at their life and see how much time was wasted, how many opportunities were missed, how many moments could have been used for growth, for ibadah, for becoming better, but were instead spent in things that brought no real benefit. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "Wal asri, innal insana lafi khusrin." By time, indeed, mankind is in loss. This loss is not just about losing wealth or missing opportunities in dunya. It is about losing time without purpose, living without direction, existing without growth. But not all loss is inevitable. It is a choice influenced by who you surround yourself with. A true companion, my beloved brothers and sisters, does not pull you into distraction. They remind you of your purpose. They respect your time. They encourage you to use your life wisely. They support your growth. They understand that your journey is not just about today. It is about your Akhirah. They will not be upset if you choose salah over conversation. They will not mock you for focusing on your goals. They will not drag you into things that waste your time. Instead, they will stand beside you and help you stay on track. But the wrong person will slowly make you forget who you are meant to be. And here is something very important to understand. Not every person who wastes your time is a bad person. Sometimes they are just unaware. Sometimes they are living without purpose themselves. But even then, you must be careful. Because if someone is lost and you follow them blindly, you will end up lost as well. So reflect deeply, my beloved brothers and sisters. Who in your life makes you lose track of time without benefit? Who pulls you into distractions again and again? Who makes you delay what you know you should be doing? Who leaves you feeling like your day passed but nothing meaningful was achieved? These are not small questions. These are questions that determine your future. Because your life is not made of years. It is made of days. And your days are made of hours. And your hours are shaped by what you choose and who you choose to spend them with. So be mindful, be intentional, be protective of your time, because once it is gone forever. My beloved brothers and sisters, if you truly want to move closer to Allah, if you truly want to build a life of purpose, then you must be willing to let go of anything and anyone that consistently pulls you away from that path. Even if it is difficult, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it means walking alone for a while, because walking alone toward Allah is better than walking with a crowd that leads you away from Him. And remember this, the people you keep in your life today are shaping the person you will become tomorrow. So choose wisely, because your purpose is too valuable, your time is too precious, and your Akhirah is too important to be surrounded by those who keep pulling you away from it. My beloved brothers and sisters, as we come to the end of this reminder, pause for a moment and reflect deeply. Think about the people in your life, not with anger, not with hatred, but with honesty. Because this is not about cutting people off in arrogance. This is about protecting your heart, your Iman, and your journey back to Allah. Sometimes we hold on to people because of memories, because of attachment, because of fear of being alone. But understand this clearly. Not everyone who started the journey with you is meant to finish it with you. And letting go when done for the sake of Allah is not a loss. It is a step towards something greater. My beloved brothers and sisters, your heart is an amana. Your time is an amana. Your faith is an amana. And you will stand before Allah one day. not with the people you tried to please, but with the choices you made. So choose wisely. Choose those who remind you of Allah when you forget. Choose those who make you better when you are weak. Choose those who care about your akhirah, not just your dunya. And if you find that certain people are pulling you away, then have the strength to step back with dignity, with wisdom, and with trust in Allah. Because when you leave something for the sake of Allah, He replaces it with something far better. Ask Allah to purify your circle, to fill your life with righteous companions, to remove from your path those who harm your faith, and to keep your heart firm upon His guidance. And always remember, the people you choose today will either walk with you toward Jannah or stand as a regret on the Day of Judgment. So make your choices count.